You need to stop being addicted to stress and anxiety. That is one of the root causes why you haven't even been able to focus on your future, is because all of your energy is trapped and stuck in surviving. And when you're surviving, you cannot thrive. Welcome back, my friend, to the Be Limitless podcast. I'm JP, and today we're going to speak about how to find yourself when you're feeling lost in life. This is something that I've personally dealt with for more than 7 years in my life, and I see this happening more and more and more in society. It's almost like we have this rising epidemic of people feeling lost, feeling stuck in their lives, not really knowing what to do, feeling disconnected and with a lack of sense of belonging. So we need to speak about this. Why is it that you're feeling stuck or lost in your life? I'm going to give you 3 reasons why this is, and then I'm going to give you 3 different solutions that you can start applying literally today to start changing your life and leading yourself and finding yourself. The first reason why you're feeling lost in your life is because you haven't sat down and thought deeply about what you want for yourself in the future. You haven't created a vision for the future, and that's something that is going to bring you so much excitement. Imagine waking up excited, perhaps without anxiety or stress, because you have a vision for the future. Something that you can do to stop feeling lost in life is to stop all of the things that you're doing, that you're keeping yourself busy with job, with hanging out, with going to social events, with whatever it is. You go first. You need to stop what you're doing and you need to allocate time to just sit down with yourself. It's almost like you're having a date with yourself and get to know yourself. What are the things that you like? What are the different experiences that you would love to have on this lifetime? If you don't do this, years are just going to fly by. You're going to wake up 20 years from now and everything will be the same. And I'm 100% certain that's not something that you really want. But if you keep putting this in the back burner and you keep going out and distracting yourself with social media, if you don't create that space for yourself, nobody is going to create it for you. That's the number one step that you need to take to start not feeling lost, to start finding yourself. It's just allocating the time to get to know you. And the reason why the majority of us don't do that is because you are afraid of what you might find. Maybe you don't want to feel the feelings that you're having because perhaps they're negative, they're stressful, they make you feel bad or they make you feel anxious. But that's part of the process. That's something that you have to, in a way, overcome and break through so that you can get to know yourself better, your true self. And so that way, you can create an authentic vision for the future that is based on your desires, not on what other people are telling you that you should do. So this means that all of the experiences that you want to have, all of the growth and the contribution that you want to have on this lifetime, this is how you start to create an amazing vision for the future. And when you start to do this, don't put down things that your parents, society, or school had tell you that you have to do. If you are putting down goals that you think you should do, that's a recipe for disaster. You're not going to be happy or fulfilled, and you're going to wake up 5 years from now in a work that you probably don't like, or maybe you're already there. And I've had this happen in my life personally, and I know that it sucks. I spent around 6 years of my life starting to be a civil engineer and getting the safe job, earning a really good salary. And I thought that's exactly what I wanted to do. But that was only because my parents told me that that was the safe thing to do, that I should go to high school and then graduate college and then find a safe job and then just keep working my way up in the corporate ladder. And then I woke up 2 years later when I was working this full time job, and I just woke up feeling zero excitement, feeling anxious, stressed, feeling down about myself, probably even a little bit depressed too. And that was because I didn't stop and I didn't take the time to sit down and write my vision for the future, right? You're writing your own vision for the future. I want you to know how important this is. Because if you do this, you're not going to feel lost. You're going to feel like you have a North Star. And this North Star is going to create excitement, anticipation, and it's going to allow you to grow into the person that you need to become in order to get to that North Star. Reason number two why you're feeling lost: you're living in your head. You're not really living life. You're not really experiencing the magic that life has to offer every single day, every single moment. We get so many opportunities, not only to be grateful, but also to just pause. Whatever we might be doing, to just pause the busyness or the hustle or the productivity and just take a deep breath and enjoy life, enjoy the freedom of being able to breathe in and out. If you're feeling lost, most likely you're stuck in your head. You're not really living life. But when you're stuck in your head, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be stressed. And telling you from experience, you don't want to live your life in your head. It's going to drive you crazy. And I'm sure it's already driving you crazy. And it's just going to lead to more negativity, to more anxiety, to more stress, things that you don't want in your life. So, one of the best ways that you can stop feeling lost and you can start finding yourself is to stop living in your head. And why do we live in our heads? It's because we are afraid of what we might find internally. We might not like how our body feels. We are afraid. It doesn't feel safe to feel the emotions of anxiety or stress. And this is something that we have to face. We need to have the courage to break through this illusion, this manipulation that your mind is in a way living through you. It's almost like a parasite. If you think about it, every time you get anxious or you get negative, your anxious mind is feeding off that negative energy. And then you ask yourself, why do I have such low energy? Why is it that I cannot focus on anything in my life? Why is it that I'm so overwhelmed and not being able to have any vitality or energy? Is because your entire energy is being drained by your mind, by that obsessive overthinking and worry, perhaps about what you did or what other people might think of you. So, if you want to stop feeling lost and you want to start really connecting to yourself, getting to know yourself, you need to stop living in your mind. Reason number three: you don't know yourself deep down. And because you don't know yourself, you're not able to know what you really want in life. That's why you also feel lost. There's a huge lack of clarity because, again, you haven't invested the time to sit down with yourself. And when you have this realization that that's more important than going out, than going to work for a company or work for your own business, if you haven't dedicated that time to just sit down and just get curious about who you are as a person, what are some of your gifts, your natural talents and abilities, and ultimately, what is it that you really want in life? What is it that your soul craves on a deep, deep level? And in order for you to take these steps, you have to stop living through survival. You need to stop being addicted to stress and anxiety. That is one of the root causes why you haven't even been able to focus on your future, is because all of your energy is trapped and stuck in surviving. And when you're surviving, you cannot thrive. So that's step number one, is take care of survival and make sure that you work through these blocks that are not allowing you to be present so that you can think about the future that you truly want. Now that I've laid out these different scenarios, let's talk about these solutions. What are three different ways that you can start changing your life today? And I'm going to tell you the most important one. And actually, I'm not going to even give you three. I'm just going to give you one, because that one actually falls into three different categories. And I believe this is the number one thing that you can do to find yourself truly. This is called the sacred hour for your growth. This is 1 hour a day that you invest in yourself in the morning. So before you go to work, before you take care of your kids or your spouse, or you do anything else, you dedicate an hour for your growth as a human being. Maybe one of the reasons why you haven't been able to find yourself is because you haven't grown into the person that you want to become. And so if you prioritize yourself first, if you spend this hour before anything else, imagine how powerful of a message you're sending to your own subconscious, to your own mind. You're telling yourself, I go first. I need to fill up my own cup before I'm able to serve my family, my community, and my company or my career. And so let me break down this incredible hour for your growth. The sacred daily hour is broken down into three categories, and these are broken down into 20-minute intervals. So inside these 60 minutes, the first 20 minutes, you're going to spend them on cultivating your body. Then the next 20 minutes, you're going to be focusing on cultivating your soul. And the final 20 minutes, you're going to spend them on cultivating your own growth, which is feeding your mind and your intellect. During the first 20 minutes, it's all about growing your body. You want to do some sort of running or breath work or yoga or just going out for a walk. For those first 20 minutes, focus on growing your body, right? The second 20 minutes of the sacred daily hour are spent on just cultivating your soul, allowing yourself to create this space to reconnect with yourself. One of the main reasons that we feel lost in life is because we don't feel connected to life. We don't feel connected to ourselves. And so that results in not being able to feel connected to other people, to nature, to animals, and to the world in general. So when you dedicate 20 minutes a day for your soul, for your own spiritual growth or your own personal evolution, you're going to cultivate this deeper sense of connection. The last 20 minutes are also very exciting. You will spend the last 20 minutes growing into the best version of yourself. So these 20 minutes are for learning. You can learn through podcasts, through books, through online courses, whatever you decide to do, make sure that it's something that excites you. You're going to wake up every single day very excited because every single day you're going to be growing and evolving into the best version of yourself. And when we grow, we feel happy, we feel fulfilled, and we thrive. So imagine giving yourself that feeling every single day. It's really a magical formula. I firmly believe this is the number one way to stop feeling lost and finding yourself. So I'm going to wrap it up there. If you find this podcast helpful, please share it with a loved one or a friend that needs it. If you want to support the podcast and help us reach more people with this message, go to the link in the description of this podcast and leave us a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts. This is going to help us so much with the algorithm, and we're going to be able to be pushed out to more and more people that need this message. It's a pleasure having you here. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next week again.